As an MDaemon administrator, you occasionally might notice messages piling up in the bad queue. And there can be a variety of reasons why messages would end up in the bad message queue. For example, messages that were undeliverable, messages that were placed there by a content filtering rule, or other reasons. One way to determine why a message was placed in the bad message queue is to review the bad queue reason header found within the message headers. For example, in MDaemon Remote Administration, if I pull up the bad message queue by going to Messages and Queues, we'll click on Bad Queue, and then we'll pull up one of these messages that are sitting in my bad queue. You can see here that MDaemon added the MD bad queue reason header to this email message, indicating that the message was placed into the bad queue by a content filtering rule. Here's another example, and you can see here that a message for a non-local recipient was placed into the local queue. And to make things easier, there is also a bad queue reason column in MDaemon Remote Administration where you can see why a message was placed into the bad queue. So if you're seeing a lot of messages piling up here in the bad queue, you can configure MDaemon to delete those messages after they've been in the queue for a given number of days. This will help you keep your bad queue down to a reasonable size. And the easiest way to delete old messages from the bad queue at regular intervals is to delete bad queue messages older than a given number of days at midnight each night. This can be configured via the Setup menu by going to Preferences, then select Disk, and then over here where it says Delete Bad Queue Files Older Than This Many Days, you can enter a value in the blank shown here. Say for example if I enter 2, then messages that are 2 days old or older that are in the bad queue will be deleted at midnight each night. If you have a 0 in this blank, then messages will never be deleted from the bad queue when MDaemon does its nightly maintenance run. I do not recommend this. I recommend putting a value in this blank to keep your bad queue down to a reasonable size.